You're like,
Let's
what?
go.
What?
You're like, I got this. I got this. I can do this. Yeah, we resisted real hard for a while.
Reals, yeah.
Yeah,
we
and
did.
now we're like, no, we got
It's
this.
you.
We can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just getting on there, being silly, but also like sharing the information, because that's what we're all here for.
Yeah.
Right.
Is to share the information that, hey, we're here. It's not the easy way out. We actually work really fucking hard at what we're doing. And make it a little humorous too. Like,
Yeah, let's have fun
I
with
swear, you and Joelle, Virtuous VSG Mama, like you guys, like
They're so
I don't know how you
good.
do it. Like
so good.
literally, I'm like, every single reel is so cute, and it's
Mhm.
got that humor to it,
Yep.
but ties back.
Guys, we all need our vitamins after surgery, regardless of what you think.
Yes.
It's a must.
Yes. So why not choose the easiest and the best tasting in the community?
Seriously, it's ProCare, guys. ProCare
Duh.
is so delicious. I use their chewable for over a year. That's
Yes,
how
and
I know.
Yes, and I love their capsules.
Yes.
Love them. They're
Yes.
once a day. I take them at night. Easy peasy, and my labs are fantastic.
Yeah, our labs are great. And I've actually switched to the capsules and I take those at night now. So
Yes.
if you guys need your iron, they have them with iron and they have them iron free. They even have calcium chews.
Yes, the calcium chews, perfect. They have mocktail ones, chocolate. They have also some caramel and a cinnamon roll.
They're freaking delicious. So go over to procarenow.com and use our code OSLP to save some money.
Prepping and measuring your food post-op is a beast all in itself. But Portion Perfection has actually made it super, super simple. They have bowls, plates, and even a lunch bag called the Kitten Carry, where you can have all of the system ready to go.
Yeah, we love carrying that thing around with us. It's so much easier to pack your lunch, your snacks, especially when you're on a road trip. That thing is a lifesaver.
Yes.
So if you want to get these things to help your journey, just go over to portionperfection.com and use our code 15OSL-POD. And again, that's 15OSL-POD. And you can also go over to our Amazon storefront to pick out any of those that you would like to use. If you could take a quiz today about weight loss surgery, how well do you think you would score? Well, there is an app for that, and it's called NutriHealth.
Yes, it has 12 modules. You watch a video, read an article, and then you get to take the quiz. If you want to be the most prepared for the journey that lies ahead, go over to NutriHealth.com and put Our Sleeve Life Podcast as your provider. All know how difficult post-op life can be.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking hard, guys.
Yes. And so a way to make it a little bit easier is by joining the Tribe membership program. It has been created by a registered dietitian. She's actually the sleeve dietitian on Instagram. Her name is Jamie. And she's created this whole membership program just to support us.
Yeah, like we've had her on the podcast. We love her to freaking death. And then two, like she has full experts in their field that help you. And they've had bariatric surgery, almost every one of them.
Yes.
And the sleep dietitian is freaking smart because she has almost a support group every single day, guys.
Yes.
You're going to get an email. It's going to tell you which ones are for today. And you can just sign up and hang out with people that are just like you. And I've even used the journal prompts. I'm into journaling, and that was way helpful to just go somewhere that can help you and just get your mind going.
Yes.
So if you need this kind of support, which a lot of us do, go to her website and use our code OSLP at checkout to get your discount.
Guess what, guys?
We're not doctors.
No, we are not.
So if you're going to be making any major medical decisions, please consult your doctor.
That includes diets, surgeries, and exercise.
We love you guys.
And we want you to continue to be in our OSLP family forever.
So be careful and consult your doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back, OSLP family.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Energy.
You
we
are
need
up,
energy. You are listening to Our Sleeve Life Podcast, and this is Kelly.
This is Mel.
And I mean, award show.
You know what she's going to say,
award
guys.
show, guys. Award show. What more could you want
Than an award show.
than an award show?
Yeah.
Where voting is happening right now.
It is. It's
like
open.
right this second.
It's live.
It is live. We have had so many people
Yeah.
go on and do the voting.
I know.
Like,
It was Mind blown.
Yeah, I kind of had a dur moment because I forgot to turn off the email notifications
Yeah, she did.
for all the voting.
Yeah.
So we were getting like pages and pages and pages of voting notifications. I fixed it.
So much so that I accidentally deleted a regular
regular
email that was important.
Yes. So we can't thank the people enough for going on and voting, voting for your favorite people. And this is not a popularity contest. This is literally just who connected with you during your journey.
Yep. Because we had over 500 nominations.
Yes.
That's a lot of people. And what's awesome about that is all of you are going to be included. So me and Kelly are slowly messaging you guys on Instagram and all the social media.
It takes a long time.
And we just went side by sides because we have a spot just for you. Because that's the whole point, is like bringing a light to this whole community, because they think that all we do is regain and die over here. Apparently that's just what we do.
That is what we do.
And it's very annoying. So I'm like, how do we shine a light? Award show.
And then in true OSLP fashion, you guys know we have to do some like funky shit.
That's right.
So we have a pink carpet. You will walk the pink carpet and get photos taken of you. So the last time, I don't think I've ever walked like a true red carpet.
I know.
So I'm really cool. I'm really excited.
You're really cool?
I'm really cool.
Okay.
I wish I was cool because it's freaking hot in this room. So you get to walk the pink carpet, you get to take pictures, you get to get some drinks, you get to sit in an actual like historic theater while the show happens. It is on November 12th at the Aladdin Theater in Portland, Oregon.
And this is how much the Aladdin Theater is awesome and you guys should come, is that like Dave Chappelle has played there.
Yes.
Ari Shaffir, Mark Maron, like these are some high level stand-up people that have been in these rooms, been in these theaters. And like literally, I just got goosebumps by saying that.
Because she's all about comedy.
I am. Like I'm a comedy fucking fiend. It's ridiculous. Like I almost cried when we were there because I was like, the greats have been here. I'm like,
this is really cool.
So it's just such a great place. It's such a great feel, such a good vibe from
It's
me
a
and
very,
Cal.
very cool vibe.
And I just want to thank all the sponsors, because if it wasn't for them, this wouldn't be happening.
Yes.
Like, yes, we had the idea, but the fact that we have people behind us that understand what we're trying to do and believe in us means so much to us.
And our top sponsor is ProCare.
ProCare.
You guys know ProCare. We talk about them all the time. They're the best vitamins for bariatric patients out there, in our opinion.
Yeah, and because we actually take them every day.
We do. We actually take them. They are the part of the reason why I feel good every day.
Yeah, because we weren't taking them.
We were
like,
not.
I'm 7 years out, guys, and I was like a bad bariatric patient. I did not take my vitamins like I should.
Yeah.
Only thing I took was the vitamin D and the B12. That was it.
B12 addict over there.
I am.
So go and check them out. Our next sponsor is Miss Michaela Miller.
I know, Miss Losing and Blooming.
We just recorded an episode with her. She made me cry. I'm not even joking.
No, go see it because it doesn't happen.
Yes. So she is Losing to Blooming on Instagram, and she is working on some incredible things.
Yeah, she's a life coach, guys.
Yeah, she is all about mindset and healing your relationship with food. And we couldn't ask for a better person to do that.
I know.
In our community.
And I just love the fact that she's here for us, and she's 6 years out, and she's doing the work, and she's all about it.
Yep.
And it goes right into the next person, which is Jamie, the sleep dietitian.
Tribe membership.
Yeah, like she's all about this.
She is also an incredible woman. Like, these women are doing really awesome work within our community and making the support after you have surgery so much easier to find.
Because that's the hard part.
Yes.
Guys.
The support is really hard to find.
Yeah.
So she also has the tribe membership, which is filled with professionals in the community that have had surgery.
Yeah, they're experts in their field and had bariatric surgery.
Yes.
Like, that's really cool.
And there's support groups almost every single day of the month. So at least, like, go check it out, because I'm a part of it. Mel's a part of it. And we just love it to death.
We do.
She's just I can't even describe Jamie. She's just amazing.
Well, she's easy to be around.
She is.
Yeah, I love her. And then the next one is my surgeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dr. Emma Patterson with Oregon Weight Loss Surgery Center in Portland, Oregon. Sorry,
you got
Dr.
very
Patterson.
excited about that.
I did. And she's my surgeon, guys. She believes in what we're doing. She can't believe that like this is what's happened after she has like did my surgery.
Mm-hmm.
She's done my brother's. Like we trust her with our life. And I'm just happy that she's going to be at the actual award show and she's helping with it. It's great.
100%. Our next one is Surgical Associates of Bayonet Point. They are a surgery center in Florida.
Yeah.
And they are lovely people.
They are. They're about to be on the pod as well.
Yes.
And they have a really cool aftercare because it's different than most.
Yes. They focus on exercise and they also do body composition.
Yeah.
Which body composition, it tells you more of a bigger story than just a number on a scale.
That's right. That's why I love it because it really shows you like what's your muscle mass, your fat composition, like
what do your bones weigh, what do your organs weigh, because that all plays a part in it.
It does.
Also,
it's kind of crazy.
So our next one is Miss Nolani.
Yeah,
she's owned Bariatrics. She is a transformation coach.
Yeah,
and she is also like I cannot wait to meet all of them in person. Like some of them we've already met, but it's been like almost a year.
Yeah, but Nolly, we haven't met her yet.
We have not met her. So I'm really excited. She just seems like such a happy person.
And if you're listening, Nolly, I'm going to be like hugging you like crazy.
Yeah, we're not weird. We just want to hug you.
Yeah.
And then the next one is, of course, Dr. Joe Cribbins.
Yes.
And Marty. We all know Marty. I love his little butt
tushy
so much. I love watching him walk. It's just cute. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Texas Advanced. I always screw that part up. What is it?
Oh my God, for Dr. Joe?
Yes. I feel so bad.
Texas Bariatric Advantage.
Nope.
All the words.
Texas Center for Bariatrics and Advanced Surgery.
Oh my God, I had the words, but all in different places.
Yes. And then our next one is actually Georgetown Surgical, which is Dr. Eric Smith's surgery center.
It is.
And he is the surgeon for the 1,000-Pound Sisters, which is on TLC.
Yep.
He is an incredible man.
He really
cares so much about this community.
Yeah, he loves meeting the patients. Like when we were in Dallas, he went to the tribe event for the sleep dietitian, and he sat and just talked to the patients. Him and his wife. It was so cool.
It was very cool.
Yeah,
and they had like zero time because that weekend was jam packed full of everything.
Seriously.
So, but he did. He makes the time. He talks to you. It's great.
I love
fantastic. And then last but not least is Miss Tabitha.
Miss Tabitha, the real berry boss.
She is. We just have incredible people be our sponsors. Like,
well, and we fell in love with her like 2 years ago.
Yes.
Like she's been on the pod a few times. Yep. She's one of my favorites. I wanted her to be my bariatric therapist, but she's not licensed in Oregon.
Yes.
But we heard she might. And I'm super excited about it.
She might be because she has like this calming presence about her. And it makes you spill your guts.
I feel like I could tell her anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
So
make sure that you check out all of our sponsors, go and do your voting. You go to oursleevelifepodcast.com, go to the award show page, scroll down, you can vote, you can book your ticket, book your hotel, do all of the things, and then come join us in November.
Right. And then
the biggest party ever.
And basically at the top of that, there's a button and it says
Patreon.
Become a patron.
Yes.
And that is because we have a Benchy group, we have a Facebook group, and we know because Kelly hates those and I do hate those too, the Facebook groups.
The toxic ones. This is not it.
They're awful. But we have almost 200 people in our personal support group that me and Kelly are in with everybody from Patreon. We hang out with them. We see the struggles. We see the happy points, the NSVs. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's an incredible place to be. So go sign up right now for that. If you want to, actually, I don't really care if you want to, go over to YouTube and click on subscribe. Click on the little bell.
That's right.
Make sure you get notified for videos like this one, which you also get 10 days early if you're a patron. Just FYI, go sign up right now. And you would be able to see who we are talking to today.
I know. We are so excited.
Yes. Yeah. So welcome on the show, India, and her handle is That Chick You Know. So of course you know who she is.
You know who I am. Do they know who I am?
Everybody knows who you are.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Oh,
you crank out those reels like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm. And they're hilarious.
I think you ladies do a good job yourself.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. We are talking to the queen of reels right now. So that means a lot. So tell us where your journey began.
We're curious.
So my journey began a little later on in life because if you do follow me, most people know that I'm in my 50s. I didn't start my journey until I was in my late 40s.
Okay.
And I don't have this story like that I was overweight all my life, because it was actually quite the opposite.
Okay.
I was always very thin.
Okay.
I was thin and small all the way up until I had children.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I had my daughter, I gained a lot of weight because I was on bed rest.
Oh,
Okay.
But I ended up losing that weight just through what people outside of the community call the natural way.
Meh.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what ended up happening is just through life, and I'm a very active member of the community and things of that nature, and working and 2 jobs and putting my children through college, started to gain weight. Now, in my early 30s, I had my thyroid removed. I had a thyroidectomy.
Wow.
And I take thyroid medication every day.
Okay.
So that kind of regulates my metabolism.
Yeah.
And so I've always been a gym rat. I've always gone to the gym.
Okay.
But as I got in my 40s, I was putting on this weight. And I started to see stars at work one day, and found out that I had high blood pressure. My blood pressure was
Okay.
going. So they prescribed medication for me.
Okay.
So for about a year straight, I was taking this high blood pressure medication. I was taking my thyroid medication, and I was taking them at the same time.
Okay.
And so I was gaining this weight. No one could figure out why. No one could figure out. So I went from like being a size, no exaggeration, 10, 12 to like I was in my 20s. I was like a size
Wow.
22. But I refused to go to the 20s. So I was still stuffing myself.
We've all been there.
Stuffing myself into a 16, like, no, I'm okay.
It fits.
Yeah. I mean, I remember laying on the bed, just
Yeah, like-
trying to get him to send.
Keep it together.
Suck it in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
using that hair tie to keep it closed.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. Or, and then just me and my girlfriends used to call it camouflaging. So we would buy things, or I would buy things to make myself look smaller. But
Okay.
in all reality, I still had the stomach, but you couldn't see my stomach because I had on the flowy shirt and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
Okay.
around, I want to say, because I had my surgery at 49. So around 46, 47, I was like, I can't keep going like this. Like coming up the steps, I was winded.
Yeah.
I couldn't tie my shoes without having to take like breaks.
Oh, shit.
And I didn't look as big as I was. So again, people would see me and they would, oh, you're really not that big. And I'm like, yeah, but something ain't right.
Yeah.
So long story short, going to the doctor, they told me that I was canceling my medication out.
Oh.
So you're not supposed to take any type of medication with your thyroid medication. So the thyroid medication was getting canceled out by the high blood pressure medication.
Oh, no.
And it killed my metabolism.
Oh.
So even though I was going to the gym, I was walking, running, spinning, all of that. I'm still gaining weight in these increments that were not beneficial to my health.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awful.
When I started tracking my weight, I was 254. I don't know if I ever weighed more. If I had to guess, I would probably say I did.
Yeah.
But again, just because I went to the gym and I was working out and I was trying to eat right, so it would fluctuate. By the time I got to or determined that I wanted to have bariatric surgery, I clocked in at 256.
Okay.
And I'm 5'6" and 3/4.
Love it.
So I just felt like that was a lot of weight on my frame because I'm not a tall woman, but I'm not short, right?
Mhm.
But it still was a lot. And then it played with my mental psyche because again, I was thin most of my life.
Yeah.
And so to be in a position where you it was like body dysmorphia in reverse, if you will.
Okay.
Because I always saw myself thin. So then I'm trying to sit in the middle seat on the plane, but now I'm spilling over and now I'm uncomfortable because I'm bothering the person to the left and the right, so it was just, and I travel a lot and it just was me coming up the steps, not understanding mentally why I'm so tired and so winded and things of that nature. So I did opt by the time I was 47, 48 to start the process to have bariatric surgery, which everyone, aside from my immediate family, like my children and my mother, But, you know, everybody outside of that was like, I don't think you're big enough for that, you know, or you don't look like you need. And I'm like, well, how does that look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What size do I need to be at for this to be acceptable?
For you to think it's okay.
For you to feel better about my decision, about my body.
Right.
Yeah.
Even when I went to my job where my insurance pays for it, we have a occupational health department that we go to for our health concerns. And the woman there was like, well, you don't look like you need bariatric surgery. I said, well, tell me by looking at me why you would give me that response. And so now she has the deer in the headlight look, and I'm like, you know, I have high blood pressure. Yep. I'm pre-diabetic. My BMI is 39. It needs to be 40, but because I have comorbidities, I can have this surgery. Yeah. What are you saying I should look like? And my personal doctor didn't want to give me the referral. I had to fight with my personal doctor to get the referral. And so and I talk about that a little bit. Every once in a while, you'll catch a reel where I'll talk about that because, you know, I do a lot of reels with humor, but if you read, there's always some type of link to the weight loss surgery aspect of things. Yeah. But I feel like there's certain individuals in the healthcare industry, not all, so please, nobody come for me. But I feel like there's certain individuals in the healthcare industry. It's a business.
Right.
And so if I get healthy, if I get well, you don't need me to come in for these checkups for my high blood pressure. And you don't need me to come in to write me a script for anything, because this surgery really is kind of life-changing. It's life-altering.
Yeah.
And if you do the things that you need to do to be successful at it, then these comorbidities that a lot of people have, you don't have anymore, because they're all related to obesity. And so I decided to have surgery. I had my surgery. I was 49. Okay. And I was like, this is going to be my gift to myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it together by the time I turned 50.
Yes.
And COVID hit.
Oh shit.
And I still got it in there.
Oh, oof.
I was supposed to, my surgiversary date should have technically been in March, and it ended up being in July.
Okay. Because
I
of
had
that.
to wait to have my surgery. And I was just so devastated. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be 50. I'm going to be, you know, this, I don't know what I thought. Yeah. I just thought that the end of the world was here, because I wasn't going to have my surgery in March, and now I had to wait till July. So, but that's how I ended up here.
Wow.
And then, to keep myself accountable, I was like, you know, I'm going to talk about my journey. Because if I tell people that I had the surgery, instead of keeping it a secret, and I don't want to say a secret, because people have it's up to them whether or not they want to share that piece of them. Yeah. But for me, I decided to share it because I was like, if I don't, then I can see myself, me knowing me, just going not back to where I was, but just not doing the things that I needed to do to remain steadfast and being successful here on this journey. And so that's how I started I already had an Instagram. I had a following for something else, but not as big as, it was nowhere near where it is now. I mean, I think I had 900 people following me on Instagram, and that was fine because those 900 people were in it to win it with me, with what I had going on at that particular time. But then just started talking about my journey. I opened my page up so that people could find me. And I was like, well, let's see how this goes. And then I'm like, why are these people following me? Do they know that I'm freestyling over here, just trying to understand this and navigate through this journey just like they are? Yeah. I think that transparency is what speaks to a lot of people. I don't try to come off I tell people all the time, I'm no expert, but I be knowing shit, right?
That's awesome. Well, I mean, that's kind of like us. I mean, Mel came to me with the crazy idea of starting a podcast. I'd never even listened to a podcast, but I was like, sure, I can talk. I can talk.
Well, and what's funny too is like I was that private person. I didn't want to share. I was very scared and back then I wouldn't tell anybody the things that I was cooking up, behind the scenes. It was just, you got what you got. Just because people know that listen to me, I have trust issues. I have really bad trust issues. And so I have a wall, and I can only trust you as far as I can throw you is kind of how I've been. And like,
Okay.
this has helped me open up and like hold me accountable, because I feel like when you hit maintenance mode, it's really hard. But if you have a podcast that's like all about it, you're in it all day long. So it would help me stay accountable as well. So it's like, we got to do what you got to do to help yourself keep going, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I remember like sitting down with Mel and I was like, hey, Mel, this means that you have to tell people that you had surgery, right? You realize that, right? Because this is not like, in order for this to people to hear us, you have to talk about yourself. And she's like, I know. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just because I joined Instagram the moment I found out I picked my surgeon. I was working actively towards it. I created an Instagram. I was like watching everything. So I was very like in it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I told everybody that I was having surgery. I did not care.
Mm-mm.
I was like, if you have a negative opinion about it, that's fine. That's on you. But I'm doing this for my health, because I was basically bedridden before I had surgery. So with all 3 of my autoimmune, I didn't leave the 4 walls of my bedroom. And that's not a life.
No.
So I had to do something. And luckily I did this. And then she had already had it. So it was like,
there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
And what a blessing. You know what I mean? Like this has given us an opportunity, everyone, each individual who has had this surgery, a new leaf on life. And, you know, I always challenge people who speak negatively about the surgery. I'm like, who do you know who's had the surgery? Because maybe you don't know someone.
Yeah.
Because if you know someone who's had it, they will share their experience. I mean, even people who have had negative experiences, who have had like near-death experiences.
Yep.
And they're like, yep, I do it all over again. And you're like, wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it really just changes how your dynamic is, not only with food, but with life itself. Like, you know, I think it just is far greater than the food aspect that people think it is.
Yeah.
And so,
most definitely. I think it plays a big part, but I also think there's so much more out there that you were covering up with your coping of food for a lot of us. And once you get released from that, it's like your whole world kind of opens up and you're like, okay, what do I want? Because I now have the whole world right here for me.
Yep.
Right. Yep. And it actually helps you deal with a lot of mental aspects too, things that you didn't recognize. Even though, like I explained to you ladies, that I did not grow up big, I grew up small. I could basically eat what I wanted to, but that toxicity, you don't realize what type of toxicity or toxic relationships you have with food until you have to address something like this.
Yeah.
So like even that eating everything, like I really struggle to this day with plating issues because I came from a household that you couldn't get up from the table till you ate everything on your plate. And so if I fix my plate greater than what my stomach can hold, I struggle with putting that plate away.
Oh, yeah.
Like I still want to sit there until I finish it because I feel like if I don't finish it, then I'm not doing what's right.
Yeah. It feels wrong. Yeah. It just feels weird. You're like, oh, very
wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because you know how, I don't know, but if you ever heard this, but you know, I hear my mom saying, there's children dying in Africa. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta eat it.
I actually still use that to my son every once in a while, but it's not because of the plate thing. It's just more or less like I fucking made you food, eat it. Like if anybody would be eating this right now, like you're just being stubborn.
Yeah. And I want to talk about you growing up thinner, because I also grew up thinner. I was not big my entire life until I became bedridden. And I kind of battled with my weight. Like I did diet culture, all of that. But I wasn't obese. And then when you have something happen, like you were taking your medication, your thyroid, then you got bigger. And for me, it was when I started really addressing my autoimmune diseases, the more they came out, the more I was covering up with food. And then I was eating and I got large. I got large. And but also like I had co-morbidities. So I didn't have to meet a certain BMI.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about it.
Because I had the autoimmune diseases that I had. Like she was like, you have to do this. You have to.
Yeah.
It's not a choice anymore. So Yeah.
And see, I knew I had to do it. But again, my doctor at the time, I had to fight with her. But I fought and won. And so I was able to get the referral to get the surgery. But my surgeon was great. Like my surgeon here was awesome.
How did you find them?
So it's kind of here in Pennsylvania, we have the Hospital University of Penn.
Okay.
And they basically have different facilities throughout the city.
Okay.
And I don't really talk a lot about where I work, but I will say that I work in the city. And I said, well, I need someone because I work at night. I said, so I need an office that's close to my job so that when I get off, I can go to these appointments.
Perfect. Yeah.
And then, so I kind of chose a doctor. I was like, well, I'm going to choose. So I kind of started with the location. I'm going to choose a doctor close to my job. Okay. And then I was like, and then he has to be the best. So my surgeon, Dr. Gary Corris, for anyone who wants to know in the Pennsylvania area, he actually sits on the board of directors at the hospital.
Wow.
And I want him.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. And he was freaking amazing. And his staff was amazing. His nutritionist, and they to this day are still amazing. Like I just had my 2-year check-in. Ooh. And they talked to me. And they talk to you just like they're trying to woo you from day one. Yeah. Like, it's not like it ever stopped. It's not like they gave you the surgery and said, here, go over here. Because I know that for a lot of individuals, that's their experience. And so when I have some individuals in my inbox, I have to consciously remember that everyone's experience is not mine.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you? Because, sometimes you're like, why are you asking that? They don't really have anyone to tell them.
Yeah. Right.
So I think that I kind of, in my mind, took on this. I'm going to tell everyone, and I'm going to give them all the information. I just try to be very careful and cautious not to step on any doctor's toes or whatever. So I always start with ask your doctor.
Yep.
Do this, do that. Don't do what I do unless you have gotten to that level. But
exactly.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I've landed. And this is where I've landed. And then Reels came into play, and I was like,
you're like,
Let's go. You're like, I got this. I can do this. Yeah, we resisted real hard for a while.
Reels. Yeah.
And now we're like, no, we got this. We can do it.
Yeah.
It's just getting on there, being silly, but also sharing the information, because that's what we're all here for.
Yeah.
Is to share the information that, hey, we're here. It's not the easy way out. We actually work really fucking hard at what we're doing. And make it a little humorous too.
Let's have fun with it.
I swear, you and Joelle, Virtuous VSG Mama, you guys,
they're so good.
How you do it.
So
literally,
good.
I'm every single reel is so cute, and it's got that humor to it.
Yep.
But ties back to
I know. Great creators.
Well, I film a lot of them. I don't even make it to. Because I'll film 10 of them at a time, and then kind of cherry pick them into what I want to talk about on a particular day. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know where this is going to fit in, but I like this one.
Yeah.
And I do it. And then I'm like, okay, where am I going to put this one? And I never find a place to put it. And then I look back and my hair has changed. I'm like, I'm not blonde anymore. Can I put those blonde braids up there? And I probably could, but it's just, and I'm going to probably start doing that, because I really do just, I go through and see which ones I like. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to film that. And I'm in my little home office or wherever, and I can move myself and act a fool. And my neighbors are like,
yeah,
because now I've started to take it outside.
Yep.
So they're like, what's going on?
Yes.
Oh, my boyfriend's daughter finds it hilarious when we record reels, because we'll be over there and we'll be shooting back to back to back. And she's just like, what are you guys doing? And I'm like, you're 13. You should know about this.
Seriously.
Leave me alone.
This is your jam.
Yeah. This should be your thing. No, she just does the singing ones where she's like,
okay.
That's
so we're in it.
Yeah.
We're in it. We're theatrical. It's funny. My mom was heavy in the theater.
Okay.
And she always wanted me to be heavy in the theater because with my mom, I'm an only.
Oh.
My father, I'm the oldest. With my mom, I'm an only. And she was like, you should be in the theater. And I was like, I'm not going to be in the theater. So she was like, so you wait till 50 to start acting?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, why didn't you tell me?
Why didn't you tell me it was so much fun?
Oh my God. That's hilarious. So what weight have you gotten down to?
So I'm currently, we're going to say 174.
Nice.
I teeter 174 and 178 on any given day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've gotten all the way down to my goal weight was 165. I tell everyone all the time, I got down to 167 and then showed my whole entire ass, just like, you know what? I'm here. I made it. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Nice.
And so my body kind of rested at 174, 175.
Okay.
If I go on vacation, I can easily morph into a 180.
Yeah.
But when I come back, like you'll never see me say that I was 180 because I'm like 174, 174, 174. That's my number. Like that's where my trigger is. If I leave out of the 170s, I start to get triggered, which people don't understand that. But I'm like,
no, I get it.
That means it's time to reset, refocus, and do whatever.
Yeah.
So on vacation, you don't really count your macros. You're not really eating the protein you're supposed to be eating. Your water, you're drinking alcohol. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
So I don't count those moments, but I went plant-based right after I came back from my last vacation. I was like, where did I go? I was in Puerto Rico, I think.
Yeah, what would make you go to plant-based?
So one of my good girlfriends, I've known her since I was like 18, maybe even longer than that. She does this 28-day plant-based challenge.
Okay.
And I just happened to join her reel because I was like, what's she talking about? And when I joined, she was like, oh, and there's that chick, and she's blah, blah, blah. And you should go plant-based. And I was like, God damn. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Yep.
I was like, okay, well, I'm getting ready to go on vacation. When I come back, I'll do 28 days plant-based because I'm a very particular eater.
Okay.
So I don't know how this is going to go. But they remember, I don't know if your surgeons or physicians told you that your palate was going to change.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, it's not going to change.
Oh, boy, does it do.
It changed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I'm eating this. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go out on faith and a limb and try some things. And I was just like totally sold, like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
And so I did the 28 days. And then I decided that because it was very difficult for me to get my protein in without having to eat a lot of those sodium-based proteins.
Okay.
That I was going to go pescatarian. So I'm pescatarian now. And plus I like cheese too much. I'm like, I miss my cheese. I got to have some cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fake cheese is okay, but it's not
the same.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's like the low carb tortillas.
Yeah, they're just
like
not
they're
the same.
Almost this, like they're almost there. Like they look and they smell the same, but they kind of taste like foamy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
that. The almond. Have you tried the almond flour tortillas?
I have.
Are they good?
No. You can tell they want to be something else, but they're not. Like they're trying so hard, but it's just not there.
They're like right there on the cusp of it could be okay.
Okay.
But
they need to work on the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I said that to say that I came back all the way down to my 174.
Nice.
Okay.
And so I'm resting nicely between that 174. If I get up and I don't fart, it's 176. And then I get back on and it's 174. So I'm kind of right there. That's where I stay. I would like to lose 10 pounds.
Okay.
More. And that would put me back in the 160s. And that's just we become a little maniacal with this sometimes.
Yeah.
If I could be there, then if I gained weight, that means I would be here. And that would be cool.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's in my mind, but I don't stress over it.
Okay.
I just kind of this is where I'm at with it.
Well, I like the fact that you do check-ins with yourself. Like, it reminds me of me around like the 1.5 year to 2 year mark, because like I got all the way down to 179 was my lowest. My top was 308. And so like I really, really wanted to be 165, like how you're talking about. I never got there, but I would teeter at 179 to 181 for like a whole year. And then like, and then I got it, but I would still check myself. I got up to 192, and I sat at 192 for 3 years.
Yeah, you were there for
like
a while.
For a long time. And then just recently I've gained some weight, gone through some trauma shit, and just reverted to some coping that I forgot. I thought I shooted away, but it came back in.
Yeah.
So came on back in. Now we're
like came back.
Yeah. It's like my life is
Yeah.
messy, and it was a big T. So I got some big fries, and it was great. And
Big T equals big fries,
It
everybody.
does. It does. But like when you do check-ins with yourself, you can adjust. And that's what I used to do before, like right now is I would just be like, oh, I just need to adjust what I'm doing for the next few days or the next couple of weeks. And it would just be like a check-in.
Yeah.
And I would just like you, I wouldn't be like mean to myself over it. It's just like, oh, okay. It's information. It's information. We don't have to beat ourselves up over it. Yeah.
No. And it's okay, because again, life happens and we gain weight. And again, being a woman of an older age, I'm at a point where my metabolism, even though, I want it to be where the 20 and the 30-year-olds, it's just not there.
Yeah.
And I've kind of fallen off of the gym. So I know that me and my other good girlfriend said that we were going to start walking and getting out. And she said, do you want to go walking tomorrow? And I was like, no. But we're going to start doing that, because I need to get some activity. And I think with some activity in my life, it'll put me back to, dropping some more, because I'm eating pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting my protein in like I'm supposed to. And I just started looking at different ways to incorporate the protein without being so reliant on a shake, because I'm not really reliant on a shake, but I still keep them. Like I'll still go grab a protein shake. And I don't really want to do that anymore, because I'm like, I'm over these protein shakes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the taste. You're like, oh, I don't want another one. Yeah. But what does a day look like for you with food?
So like I have food right next to me, right?
Always. Oh, look at that.
I'm looking at it like it's calling me. But that's a crab cake and tomatoes and cheese.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
And again, I live my life in reverse. So I don't start eating till later on in the day, whereas most people have already eaten. I do eat breakfast before I lay down, but I'm trying to get away from that, because it's kind of like, because I live my life in reverse. When I'm eating breakfast and I lay down, it's kind of like you eating a late dinner. Right. So I try not to do that. I try to eat my breakfast somewhere around 5 a.m, because I typically, if I work overnight, get off at 8.
Okay.
And that way, when I'm laying down, maybe I'll just grab a cube of cheese or something like that. But to answer your question, so now that I'm pescatarian, I'll eat an egg and cheese for breakfast. I think I had an egg and cheese on a little mini croissant.
Ooh,
I do carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the mini croissant, and I don't know if you have a Fresh Market, but they have like a whole wheat croissant too.
Oh, okay.
And yes. So I'll do that. I made salmon. I made like a teriyaki salmon the other day in my air fryer.
Nice.
So, and I put pineapple on top and onions.
Oh, I want to try that.
Yeah. I love salmon. I love me some salmon.
So Lowry's has Lowry's seasoned salt. They have like marinades. If you go to like the marinade portion of the supermarket, they have this one called honey bourbon, and they have a teriyaki one, but the honey bourbon on top of the salmon, the onions and the pineapple. It's like amazing, because we're foodies, right?
Yeah.
So we like good food. I tried, if you watched my live, I tried a vegan chicken salad yesterday.
Okay. How'd that go?
It was the worst. It was horrible.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
But before I went pescatarian / plant-based, I loved chicken salad. So I would have chicken salad, grapes, and cheese. Like that would be my lunch.
Okay.
Because there's this chicken salad that I loved I'm a creature of habit. So I'm a person that will eat the same thing over and over and over again.
Yep.
So I would eat something like that. But instead of the chicken salad, now I have tuna salad. So tuna salad and cheese.
Nice.
I like tacos, because who doesn't like tacos?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Most definitely.
Yes. So I was eating the tacos with, I used to use ground turkey.
Okay.
But now I use like the Impossible meat.
Okay.
And or the Beyond Burger meat.
Yeah.
And I like Impossible meat better.
Okay.
Great taco. I'm eating plant-based tacos now. And what else do I eat?
I love me some fish tacos too.
Yeah.
Like
tacos?
Yeah, like shrimp. I do shrimp tacos.
I like shrimp tacos. The fish with the breading and the coleslaw.
Not a
just
fan.
throws me.
See, you need so what's the Del Taco? Not Del Taco. Taco
Ooh,
Del Mar.
There you go.
Taco Del Mar has this this fish taco that I used to get, and they have this white sauce. It's like a jalapeno white sauce. It's so good. Like I would just get a bed of cabbage, 2 of their fish things, cheese, and then this sauce. And that's what I ate. Like all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
I don't eat anything that's white and creamy unless it's sweet.
I have so many things I could say to that.
So many things. That's what she said.
There's so many directions we can go with that.
Yes.
But
I do eat white and creamy.
Oh,
so
man.
I can't eat, but if it's sweet, I can. So I can't eat sour cream, but I can eat whipped cream.
Okay.
I can't eat mayonnaise, but I can eat Miracle Whip. I can't. Now I can eat mayonnaise if you mix it in something and fill it up. Like if I do Alfredo, I have to put like a saffroni or a paprika in it so that it changes its color.
Okay.
But if you bring me something like that jalapeno sauce, if it's staunch, white, creamy, not sweet, I'm not eating it.
That is so.
He's clenched. Like,
oh my
you
God.
will not get me to eat it. I don't even drink
anything white and creamy, I'm all about.
That's
seriously.
True. She is.
Ranch, mayo, sour cream, whipped cream, white sauces, Alfredo. I hate red sauce.
Yeah.
Hate red sauce.
So see?
Yeah.
There we go. So it's a color thing. It's mental for me. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. But so for the fish taco, no. But the shrimp taco, yes.
Okay.
Because I can do some pico de gallo.
Yeah. So good.
I mean, you could do pico de gallo on fish, though.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you don't like it, don't have it. I'm like envisioning what I would eat.
You're like making it in your head.
Tacos, please.
I tried the Gardein. They have a fake fish fillet.
Oh, really? Okay.
It tastes like a fillet of fish.
Ooh.
And so maybe I'll try to make some fish tacos out of that. I mean, I can use regular fish too.
Yeah.
I can use some cod, but
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll try to make my own little sauce, but it'll have to be a different color.
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds like because you are doing so many like fishes, you have like a high protein level, really, because like they're so high.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm doing good. As far as my eating is concerned.
Yeah.
What about water?
I feel lighter. Oh, I keep water. I'm just like you ladies. I was like, we all have our water bottles.
Yeah, we do.
I have my coffee, I have my water, I have my food, but I drink at least 4 to 5 of these a day.
Nice.
Wow.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, let me go to the bathroom real quick because I'm going to be on here for a second and I'm not going to be like, gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh yes. After the last one, I was like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have to pee real bad. I finished this entire thing while we were recording the last one.
Yeah.
Because she kept saying water, and then I'm like, oh, water. Oh,
it was so funny watching. I was like, every time this person says water, Kelly just grabs her drink. This is hilarious.
But it's good. It's good for me. So I'm working on my water tracking right now. So
and I work from at this particular time because after COVID hit, we moved all of our offices home. So I have a home office.
Oh, nice.
So I actually work from home the majority of the time, unless I have to go into the building. And so I have my refrigerator upstairs in my office with my water and my Skittles packets, because I love my Skittles packets, and my lemon juice. And
perfect.
I have a coffee machine and all my water.
I love it.
Coffee, I'm drinking my water.
Good.
So because you don't have a thyroid anymore, do you still have to take that medicine at least?
Yeah.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
That's
But
the only medicine I have to take.
Awesome. Okay, good.
Yes.
Awesome. So tell us the difference between somebody that has this surgery in their 20s or 30s and somebody like you that has, you were basically 50 when you had your surgery.
Right. I think the motivation is different.
Okay.
I think as you get older, you start to think about longevity. You start to think about your lifespan, like, because you start to realize as you get older that people who were close to you that you've lost were kind of where you are now. Like, you've lost people who they were in their 60s, or you lost people who were in their 70s. And you're like, well, if I don't change where I am right now, will I even get there? Right. So you start to think, am I going to get to see my grandchildren?
Yeah.
Which was, important to me, because I know my son was talking about getting married.
Okay.
My daughter, my youngest, is 26. She says she's never getting married. She's never having kids. So in my mind, she's going to have like 20 kids, because, it's always the one that says,
I'm not having kids.
Yeah. I'm not having kids.
Yep.
But I wanted to be able to see I was a single parent, but I did co-parent.
Okay.
So I don't want to say that I did it by myself. I wasn't like in these trenches, and it wasn't difficult. Like, I co-parented with my children, but I still was a single parent.
Okay.
And so I feel like I made a lot of sacrifices, even living on the East Coast, because for those who know me, I'm from San Diego. I was born in Philly, raised in San Diego. And so when I came back here after high school, I ended up having my kids, and I didn't want to do to them what my parents did to me. Right.
Yeah.
So I would stay for the children. So I stayed on the East Coast. So as I got older and they were getting older, I'm like, okay, so my whole life has been focused on them.
Yeah.
You start to focus on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so I think that when you're younger, your focus is on you.
Yeah.
All of the decisions that you're making to have this surgery are more so not necessarily about longevity or family or things of that nature, because you have a different sense of responsibilities.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, and I don't want to say it, so please, no one come for me, but I just feel like, it becomes more about how I look.
Yeah.
I want to feel better about how I look. I want to feel better about, I don't know if longevity comes into play. I want to look good in that bathing suit.
Right.
Because one of the things that people say to me, I'm like, why are you having, like, I asked them, why are you having the surgery?
Yeah.
Tell me why you're having it, so that I can answer this question based on what's going on in your world right now.
Yeah.
Because the answer from my place at 50, it's not going to be the same answer for you at 20.
For real.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to have this surgery because I don't want to have high blood pressure. And you typically don't have, not that it doesn't happen, but you're not really experiencing that in your 20s. You haven't gone through all of the things that you need to go through to get to those points.
Right.
And so tell me why you're having it. And so some of the reasons I get, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that question to ask yourself is really important. Like, why? Right. And even when you start to kind of stumble a little bit as you get further along, refocusing on like, I don't like, what is my why?
Yeah.
Am I having why because I want to be around for my kids and my future grandchildren? Do I want to be am I having this because my health is seriously degrading and I want to be around forever?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an important question, like, to ask anybody.
Why? That's not right. And I think that for my 20 somethings, I don't think it's a bad thing for you to be able to claim your truth.
Yeah.
You want to have the surgery because you want to be cute in a bathing suit, then say that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then we can address your concern based on what your desire is at this point in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing.
Right.
If you want to feel good about yourself, that is a good reason to have the surgery.
Yep.
And if the health benefit comes along with it, then high five to you.
Yep.
But when people come in my inbox and they start saying things and I'm like trying to get to the real crust of their answer, sometimes I think they're trying to say what you want them to say.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to think of what they think you want them to say.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, I just really want you to tell me, I really want you to say, I want to be cute in that bathing suit. So I can say, then this is what you need to expect, because these are parameters that are going to be set on your life for that.
Yep.
You in a bathing suit at a size 24. So
you can,
where we at?
Yeah.
You know, I was cute in a bathing suit. At least in my mind, I thought it was. Somebody liked it.
Exactly.
Oh my
Right.
So what is it like? So are you dating?
So,
ooh, that's a good question.
So let me see.
It's like, how do I want to answer this?
How do I want to answer? I got holes in different area codes now.
Yes.
I don't have a significant other.
Okay.
And I think that's just mainly because as you get older, you just get impatient with the nonsense.
Yeah.
Open to dating. But now I find that I attract I've always attracted younger guys, but I think that when I lost the weight, I even looked younger.
Yeah.
You do. I would never guess that you were 50.
Yeah. I thought you were in your 30s. I thought you were the same age as us.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So
So
no idea.
When I have that, so just think the guys that I meet are in their 30s.
Yeah.
It's like a 20-year difference.
Yeah.
Does it mess with you?
Yes and no. So my kids, I'm not permitted to go below 38.
That's fair.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're like, no. And now I think that as they get older, they're like, she's probably going to marry some 20-year-old. Like it's going to be something ridiculous. But I'm so over, and not because of any of the weight loss surgery, but just in general, I'm just over that whole dating scene. I've done the online dating. I've done the meet you in the grocery store dating. I've never been married. I've been in long-term relationships where I felt like I was married, but I've never really, I think I'm like you ever see the movie The Runaway Bride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm her. Like I'm just like, I think I'm a commitment phobe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I start overthinking it. I'm like, that means that you're going to live here for the rest of my life.
It's a true story. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
That is a
If
true
I could
story.
marry someone, like my best long-term, because again, I do really legitimately have holes in different area codes. Like when you see me go different, if you see me go to the same place over and over again, you're like, somebody's there.
Yeah, she found someone.
I like that.
She found someone.
One of my best dynamics or best relationships has been with one particular person. I won't say where he is, but he and I have probably been quote unquote dating for at least, I was skinny and got big and skinny again. So it has to be like 15 years.
Wow.
And, you'll see me pop up there and you're like, oh, she's there again. But you just think,
You're so cute.
But I like it because we live our lives separately, where when we're apart, and when we're together, we're together.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Nobody asks any questions. Nobody says, what are you doing when I'm not there? We just kind of have our little conversations. We might talk about the stock market. We might talk about weight loss. We might not. It was funny because when I was going to have the surgery, I actually flew out to talk to him about that. Like, I'm really thinking about having this surgery. And he was like, well, I think you're fine the way you are. It's always great.
They always do that.
Yep.
He said, but if it's important to you, then I think you should do it.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, okay. All right. When I get this surgery and I'm skinny, you can still get it because you said the right thing.
Right. Yep.
I'll still be traveling over here.
Yeah. But so dating for me, I haven't found Mr. Right because he has to be able to deal with all of this crazy. And I am, there's just the element of bad kid crazy that we all have.
Yes. It's just levels.
Yeah. Yeah. There's high levels and there's low levels.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And now we're adding a different element because now I'm on this quest to share this journey.
Right.
And, it's important to me. Whereas people, I think that they think that we just like, I'll make a reel today. It's a lot that goes into this. This is like a job on top of the job.
Yeah. Yep.
And so you have to understand that, yes, I'm going to take a picture of my food. Yep. Yes, I'm going to have I have a whole tripod. Yes, I'm going to break out my tripod at the dinner table and I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to make a reel and I'm going to do all of those things. And so meeting somebody new and trying to get them to understand that, I had someone say to me like, you and this cell phone. And I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
My people.
Yeah.
Need to understand what's going on here.
Yep.
And I'm just like, oh, you're not going to make it because again, this is important to me. And you can't minimize what is important to me because I feel like there's a whole community out here who needs answers and transparency. And a lot of when you look at us as influencers, there's not a lot of us.
No.
Like there you can like the people who like you really follow. I can think of maybe 25 people that I see on a consistent basis.
Right. Yep.
Because I feel like this community, as amazing as it is, I think sometimes it can get very overwhelming when you're later on in your journey.
Yeah.
And so I think you stop needing that aspect of your journey as much, and so you're not in it the way you were in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you are a information person where like we give out information every day, so we are always constantly here because we're giving information. But if you're just sharing your life and you're like, dude, I'm 2.5 years post-op, I don't really have anything left to share.
Yeah, some people just don't.
Yeah.
Well, you do though.
You really do. They really do.
But I think people kind of are like, okay, I'm ready to get back to regularly scheduled programming a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we've noticed it with a few people.
Yeah. You get burned out.
Yeah.
And I think that in addition to getting burned out, because there has to be a reward, right? I think the rewards change. And so if you can shift what the reward is, then it can remain fulfilling for you.
Yes.
So initially my reward was staying focused, staying the course. Now I'm getting to that 2-year mark and I'm like, I didn't have the, why am I still doing this yet? But I did have the, something has to give, right?
Yeah.
What else can I do to kind of make this a little bit more exciting for me? So I have my podcast, right?
Yes.
I told you I had my little technical difficulties, but we're going to work through those.
That's right.
Yes.
But I do have my podcast and I do like to talk, as you can see.
Yes. You and me, girl. Yeah. You and me.
I like to talk, even though I'm introverted. I'm an extroverted introvert, right? But I do like to talk. And so, and I can talk to myself because I grew up an only child. So I can have a whole conversation all by myself.
Yeah.
No audience, with inflection and tone and like, because I think that even though you can talk, people don't understand that being able to talk in a manner that people want to listen to you, because everybody can talk, right?
Yep.
But if you're not drawing people in and you're not interesting, then people are like, next.
Yeah,
right?
it's a skill. It really is, because like telling a story and someone to be able to like be into it is so different than just like talking to your mom about blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like they're two different things and two different beasts. And I wanted to touch base real quick with the whole like them having to understand like what you're doing like with the guys and stuff, because when we started the podcast, I had that conversation with my husband. I was like, hey, so like are you comfortable with like I'm sharing my life, are you okay with taking photos, are you okay with being on video, like what? And he's like, I don't care, why are you asking me? I'm like, dude, because like you're a part of this just as much as I am. Like they're gonna get to know you.
We're open and honest.
Yeah. And he's like, okay. And he's like, that's fine. And then I'm like, okay, so we have tripods like you. Like we have stuff that's with us all the time.
There's literally one in every room.
Yeah. Like
I have 2 right now with light shining on me.
Yeah.
Like I have a tripod. I have the big one. I have the travel one. I have one that I take with me when I have one that fits in my fanny pack. So like if I go to a restaurant, I can break it out and sit it. Like I've had people at restaurant like, are you an influencer? And I'm like, why, yes I am.
You may need to send me the link for the little fanny pack one because I need one for Disney.
Well, because it almost sounds like the little
They
guy
won't
that
let
you
you
have.
bring it in, Disney. They
Really?
won't let you bring it in because it looks like a selfie stick. So they won't let you take it in.
Interesting.
So I actually got all the way to, you know how you get to where they check your stuff?
Yeah.
And they sent me all the way back to they were like, we can either take it or you can take it back to your car. So Disney won't let you have selfie sticks.
I didn't know.
So because it's a selfie stick slash, but it's a tripod and it's amazing. But you can't take it into Disney. So
Darn
you will
it.
not see any selfie sticks at Disney.
Interesting, because I never ever thought about that, but you don't.
Mm-mm.
Right.
I wonder why.
Interesting.
It's a weird role.
Yes.
It's a role.
Yeah.
But
well,
I'm
I
like-
kind of get it because you don't want people like their cameras blocking, but there's so many people there who the fuck cares? Like everybody's going to be in everybody's photos.
It's true story.
Right.
It's true story.
They don't let you in with that. So don't even waste it for Disney.
Okay. All right.
But can I sidebar and just say, I love Jamie. I love the sleep dietitian. I always say in everything that in my mind, she's my sister in my head.
Oh,
I always tell people like, even when, because I always in my podcast or in my inboxes, or I tell people where they should go. Don't just follow me because sometimes I'm a, loose cannon, but follow these individuals. And she's one of my favorite people to tell people, to say, follow her because she gives such good information.
She does.
And it's not judgmental and because that's not what this journey is about.
No.
So just a sidebar the conversation to that, but yes. So
she is amazing. I'm super stoked because I'm going to Florida for the sleep dietitian meetup there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to Disney while I'm there. So it's kind of like, okay, I'll go to the meetup. Okay, now I'm going to go to Disney. Because I'm in Florida. Huh?
Is she going to go with you?
We don't know yet, but I'm going. I already bought my ticket. So I'm
She's
already
like, done
there.
deal.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care if I have to go by myself. I will totally do it because it's just, sometimes it's easier because you just get to like wander around and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a Disney freak. I'm like,
She is. She is.
have a
Disney.
Yeah.
You have a good time.
Yeah.
I always have a good time.
I went to Disneyland last November with my boyfriend and his 2 kids, and we had a freaking blast. But he's like Melanie. He's like, okay, I've gone to Disney. I don't need to go again. I'm like, but Disney World is different than Disneyland. Like we have to. And if I'm not planning a Disney trip, my life is not complete. Like I need to have Disney.
What's your favorite ride?
So so Disney World, I've only been to Magic Kingdom, and that was with my ex and 2 friends. It was weird, but I did like Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain was a lot of fun. But I also liked the Snow White roller coaster that was there too, because that one's pretty good. But in Disneyland, I like the Guardians, the Tower of Terror thing.
Oh, I like that one.
Oh my God, that one's so fun. And then I like the Incredicoaster.
Okay, so I'm so corny. If I go to Disney, if I don't get on It's a Small World,
Yes.
it is not a Disney complete trip.
That's so cute.
And there's going to be problems.
So I've never been on It's a Small World.
Oh shit.
I know. So I'm gonna have to make it happen.
It's so corny.
Okay.
It's the corniest ride there.
Yeah.
It's cheesy. It's corny. But it's so nostalgic.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in San Diego, so I grew up going to Anaheim to Disneyland.
Yeah.
They have a Small World in the Matterhorn.
Yeah.
And I go when I came to the East Coast, I would take my kids to Disney World in Florida. And I'm like, we're going on It's a Small World. And they're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And they're still to this day like, can we just go get it out the way?
Yeah,
Can we
first.
just, it's a small world. And I'm like, yeah.
See, that's how I was with Dumbo. I had never been on the Dumbo ride. And so I was like, I have to do that while I'm here. And both girls and Zach were all like, okay, like, we're gonna go on
Dumbo.
I had the best time though. I was like,
Yes, because it goes up
doing
and
the
down.
swing. Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
dude. And I rode with Bianca and Chloe rode with Zach, and I was like taking video and pictures. I was like having the time of my life. And they were just like,
You're so
what is going
adorable
on right now?
I love
The
it.
Matterhorn is also a really good one.
So I like the Matterhorn.
Yeah.
So whoever I do date, whoever asks me the dating question, they're going to have to deal with my social media life. And it's a small world.
Okay.
I
feel
think
like
that's easy.
not too much to ask.
Yeah.
Not too much to ask. Oh, and the crazy. You got to deal with the crazy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
It's fair.
It's fine.
fair.
So if you find someone for me, send them my way. Tell them.
We'll be on
She
the
looks
lookout.
crazy.
We'll be on the
But
lookout. I
it's
feel like
enough.
there's a guy out there for you, and we'll just.
I hope he's
we'll find
coming
him.
soon.
Yeah.
God.
Well, have you noticed a difference between just being like overweight dating and then being smaller dating? Because we hear that a lot.
So I think that I didn't notice a difference, but I do have men who have said to me, well, I liked you better when you were bigger. And I hate that.
Yeah.
That is an instant turn off for me. I hate it.
Yeah.
And I had one particular person, I won't call them out, but they're on my page all the time. And they're always saying something like that. And I just want to take the phone and hurl it across the room. I'm like,
Stop
why?
it. Yeah. Stop it.
I'm not going to be 256 again.
Yep.
So stop telling me 2 years after I've lost all this weight that you liked me better or that the weight was okay.
Yeah.
So I find that a lot. And I don't know if men do it because they're trying to let you know that validate the fact that they were okay with you when you were bigger.
Okay.
I have met men who met me smaller. And then when I say I used to be bigger, they're like, oh, okay. Like I didn't.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine.
I don't know if I needed to know that, but I'm like, but you do, because it's a part of my world.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it. Yeah.
You got to know the before and after.
That's a whole mind thing.
Yeah.
Like they have to know, like, because I still feel like Big Mel. So I'm like, there's a big person inside this body that's like still has that mindset sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like, you gotta know. know.
And I feel like I got to tell them, especially if we're going to go out to eat. I just feel like if we're going to go out to eat, you need to understand. And I'm only going to take 2 bites. I'm going to order all this shit.
Yep.
And then I'm going to take 2 bites and be like, I'll take it home.
Yep.
And you
You sound like her.
Yep, that sounds just like me. If I could walk in the restaurant and order 1 bite of each item on the menu, I would be completely happy.
Yes. So I think we need to start a restaurant.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Somebody needs to start a bite-sized restaurant.
Yes, where you can you can pick either 1 bite or 2 bites, and you can get half the menu or the whole menu.
I love it. Because we kind of did that for Jen's.
Yeah,
tapas. So that was kind of their thing. It was like 3 meatballs or like just like 2 or 3 raviolis. Like it was just like little. And I was like, oh, this is nice.
All of it was really good. It was
really
in
good.
Portland. So it was a great little spot.
Yeah. So we need to make more of those people.
Yeah. More tapas places.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Not topless.
I mean, I guess if you wanted to be topless.
because my topless. We could do topless top. Say it again.
Topless tapas.
Topless tapas.
That's hard to say.
It is.
Tapas.
That's a tongue twister.
Yes. It's like half strip club, half whatever food you want. It's great.
Well, I'm going to invest in my boobs. I don't know if I'm going to do it for 55.
Ooh.
Okay.
So you do on plastics.
I think I want to get my boobs done, and I think I want to have a tummy tuck.
Okay.
Because and I probably could forgo the tummy tuck if I got my boobs done.
Okay.
Why do you say that?
How you can't see your could you really, like, if I had bigger boobs, my stomach would look flatter.
I love the logic in it.
The logic is
sound.
on point.
Yeah.
It is sound. We will. Yes, I'm with you. I'm tummy tucking boobs right now.
Ditto.
Is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Sitting down. Yeah. Actually, I just had a discussion with Zach earlier this morning. He was like, "So where are we at with this whole boobs. And because, you know, he's a guy, so boobs. And I was like, I don't know.
I want them.
I just don't know, like, because we definitely have to do it after the award show, because I'm not trying to heal from anything
before then.
And I have a trip next month. We have a trip in October. We have the award show in November, going to Mexico at the end of November. And maybe. Maybe.
Yeah. We got swimsuit photos coming.
We do. Yes. We totally do.
Yes. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So do you have... Oh, sorry. I was say loose skin though. Like, are you pretty chill on that then?
No, I do have loose skin, and you know, I try to also explain that to folks. Like, you know, we always post our best pictures. Yeah. We're not going to post the picture where my ass is sagging down to my thighs. Like, who wants to see? I mean, I can post it so you can see it, but who really wants to see it, right?
Yeah.
I did do a post. If you'll have to like scroll to see it, but where I'm holding one boob up and you can actually see that my other boob is really down here, because I think that people think that, you know, I have these voluptuous boobs, but I don't. I have to work to tie that shit up so that it's like sitting up.
Yeah.
Because my boobs sag, and that's because I'm 50 and I had weight loss surgery.
Right. Yeah.
Because before the surgery, I had these amazing boobs. Like, I was like, oh, and I didn't get them till later on in life.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like, so, because I had a hysterectomy and all of a sudden my boobs grew, and then I was getting bigger and I was like, oh, these are nice.
Yeah.
Right. And I have surgery and they're gone. So my boobs sag, my ass sags, because I always had a big butt.
Okay.
I had one of those big peach bottoms.
Ooh.
Just, yeah, there was a ooh, but now it's just like,
We can make it an ooh again, do lots of squats.
Yeah.
Squats for days, my friend.
I know. So and then my stomach, you know, I had one son, my son was a C-section. So I've always had that little sag underneath my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had, when I had the surgery, my stomach sags even more. So boobs, thighs, butt, stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you're going to book a surgery, like, you might as well do them both at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you're already paying for the room and the anesthesia.
Yeah. I'll say the anesthesia alone. Right.
So
you need to get a couple of surgeries.
I'm right there. I'm like boobs and tummy, boobs and tummy. I want it all like lifted up and tight, and then I don't care.
That's right.
Ladies, can I get 2 seconds? Because I didn't plug in my laptop and it just gave me it's going to go dead. And last thing I wanted to be talking to you, and it's like, cord is right behind me.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Look, I'm like, the cord is right behind me.
Mm-hmm. Kelly, what are you doing?
I'm coming.
Nothing.
Here I come.
I see her, guys. I see her.
I'm so sorry.
You're totally fine.
It's happened to all of us. My laptop literally died while I was talking to my therapist.
That sucks.
Yeah. And then I had to go on my phone, and it was not the same. I don't like it.
No, it's not the same. The first time I did my therapy appointment was on my phone, and it was all jacked.
Yeah, I didn't like it. So I was like, nope, we're only doing laptop, and I plug it in every single time. And I realized I was using the wrong cord. So
that will definitely do it.
Because there's a difference between your laptop cord and your iPad cord.
Yes.
Like, the charging capability is completely different between the two of them. And I didn't realize.
Oh, for the voltage?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this is why you're always dying. Cool. Let's plug you into the right
You're hilarious.
Yeah.
Isn't that little cute?
Because I was like, oh my God. I saw that light pop up. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, you're good.
So
you're
funny.
good.
No, I think, so tell us what your favorite non-scale victory has been this whole time.
So I'm so corny with that because, you know, my most excitable moment was the towel moment, right?
Yes, of course.
It's a great one.
That one.
Got the towel around you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have that many impediments early on in life, right?
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of things that I could say, wow, I never did that.
Okay.
But I do travel a lot. So being able to sit in the middle seat and not spill over or, because again, I was in denial, right? So even with the seatbelt, I had gotten to the point where I didn't need a seatbelt extender, so I didn't need that. But I had gotten to the point where I had to move it all the way to the end, take deep breaths to get the seatbelt around me. Yeah. And so not having to do that anymore, that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And now, you want to look around and be like, you guys see how much I have? see? I'm not spilling over. But I don't really have, aside from that, I don't have anything. And then as they come, I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Like being able to tie my shoes.
Yeah.
I actually literally I had started to buy slip-ons, and I bought a long shoehorn.
Oh, I've seen those.
You have a little tiny shoehorn. So I still have the long shoehorn. So I didn't have to bend down because bending down I'd be short of breath. I'm like, I can only been down for so long. Yep. And so those type of things, I don't know if they're like my favorite moments, but
they're big
it just reinforces to me that this was such a great idea for me to have this surgery.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And I'm so thankful for that.
Well, and with all of that, it brought you to us.
Yeah.
I know.
So
it's like a community.
Yeah.
This whole thing. Yeah.
I started following you ladies like in the beginning of my journey. Most of the people that I follow, I started to follow in the beginning of my journey. So I really am fangirling. And when I get off, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so, and my kids are going to be like, okay.
Because we kind of feel the same about you. We're just like, we got that chick on.
Yes. Because it was like.
But I fangirl. Like I really, and when I was at the retreat and I was meeting some of the individuals, like I was meeting was Barry Mommy Melts and Losing the Blooming. And I was Ked, I met Ked, and Terry, and just so many different people. And then there was people that I was like, where are they?
Yeah.
One of these autographs, what's her name? Like in my mind, I wanted an autograph. I would never ask anyone for an autograph because I'm too, reserved, but.
Well, we can send you a picture signed by us.
Because at the first retreat.
And I put it up in my office. I have I can't show you this side of my office because it's not.
Disaster zone.
Oh, okay.
It's a disaster zone, but I have a great big influencer wall. And I think maybe I'll start doing that. Just getting the influencers that I meet to sign the pictures that I took with them. But
we'll send you one.
Funny because the people who I met and fostered relationships with and dynamics with, it's just funny because we all are just human, right?
Yeah.
And we all are just in it for the greater cause. Yes. And even when I was there and people were fangirling on me, I was like, girl, I'm just like you.
Yep.
I'm just trying to navigate through this journey. And if you tell your story, you will be me. Because I just want to be like, you want to be like you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And more amazing than me, because you can be. Because I'm just here telling my story, and that's all that you need to do.
Yep.
And so there's some people I think that are going to come after us that are, hopefully we're opening up. And I don't have that many. I don't have that many people following me. I have 13,000, but
that's a lot of people.
Fill a room with 13,000 people, and then tell me that's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
That is a lot of people. I appreciate every last one of them too.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that I'm not doing them a disservice. If I can make 10 people laugh. I finally had one person that I had to, I normally don't block people, but I finally blocked one person, and I was like, and it was really dumb. Can I tell you that story?
Yeah.
It's just so dumb.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you any names because I don't do that, but it was another influencer. And you know how we send our stuff out to
like the tagging and stuff?
Yeah, we tag and we inbox. And she was like, can you not do that? And at first I was like, oh, wow, that was rather rude the way you said it. But okay. I mean, I can't be upset if you don't want to receive tags, right?
Right.
But so I said, and this person has like 20-something thousand followers. So I was like, okay. I said, well, good morning. Let's start with that. Good morning. And I'm sorry, of course I can make every effort not to tag you. I said, but if for whatever reason you should receive one, just know that it wasn't purposeful. I got 13,000 people. I can't remember every day that I'm not supposed to.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Tag this one person.
Yeah.
That must have not been the correct answer.
Oh.
Right.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
It wasn't the correct answer. I'm like, I don't know what the correct answer would have been because you have 20,000 followers. If one person said to you, can you not tag me? How do you not tag that person
ever again? Yeah.
Ever again. Like, I don't know how without blocking them, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because then they won't show up at all. Yep.
So
that's the only way I know too.
All right.
That's the only way I know. Cause
funny.
Cause it's hard.
Yeah, I felt bad because I don't block anyone, but I was like, I just don't know how else to do it. Cause it was like this little back and forth. And I'm like, I don't give that type of energy.
Right.
Because I never wanted, that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And so I just said, you know what, let me just block you.
Take myself out of the equation.
It's so much easier that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Or take them out of the equation. More
or less.
Yeah. Taking them out. Yeah.
Like, was she having a bad day? I just felt like, well, maybe she's having a bad day. Yeah, but I was like, but other than that, I'm here for everyone.
Yeah.
Even for the people who come in and are like, you really don't motivate me because you didn't do it the natural way.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, I hate that.
I know.
Define the natural way.
Yeah, define
bitches.
natural. Because natural to me means you're like conscious of what you're eating, you're conscious of moving your body, and you're healing yourself mentally. I don't see that we're doing anything differently.
No.
Like, if you don't tell somebody you had weight loss surgery, yet you're in the gym and eating correctly all the time, nobody would say anything.
They don't.
They would just assume that you have lost the weight naturally. And I use that quotation marks around it.
And there's those people who do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I would never, I can't equate it to, coming out and saying that you're gay, but I kind of do out it. Like, I'm not going to out anyone.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that someone had weight loss surgery if I know that they don't want anyone to know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are people that we know had weight loss surgery who never say anything. And people are like, oh, you look great. And I'm like, they do look great.
They
you
do.
Don't want to take it from them. Yeah. But then you're like, but then I did it the hard way. Oh, I mean, the easy way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I used to be that person because like when I went through my journey, I was at the Department of Revenue and those people were amazing. They helped me through all the things. And then I got a new job. Well, no one knew old Mel. No one seen me bigger before. So I was drinking my protein shakes every morning and I was going to work out. And so they just assumed that it was like I took, the hard way. Yeah. And so once I eventually like opened up, they were like, oh, that's why it takes you so long to eat things. Because like they would comment all the time. They would like this one guy, Chad, and of course his name's Chad. He's like, it takes you all day to eat that sandwich. And I was like, I know. And he's like, that's weird, right? And I go, no, I eat slow, man. Like, because I wouldn't give him the real answer of like, I had weight loss surgery and my stomach's smaller. So I was just like, this is just what it is. And trying to teach him, you don't need to comment on people's food and what they're eating was kind of my point was like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, it takes me longer. Like, keep pointing out, buddy. Cause I did that to him once. I was like, how many times are you going to like tell me? Cause I know what I'm doing, but like, apparently it bothers you.
It bothers you that much.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's breaking that stigma and breaking the thought process that people can comment on our bodies, whether big or small, or how much we eat or any of it. That's what I want to get through because it's so hard because their opinion doesn't weigh on what I eat.
Right.
But they still feel the need to comment on it. Or like, should you be drinking? Is this any of your business? Like,
I'm drinking.
Yeah. I can drink. I can eat. If I choose to have a cupcake, I can have a cupcake. Like, you're living your life, but they feel like because you had weight loss surgery, that gives them leave to comment on your life.
Well,
or to help you along. I you to help me along.
No.
And it's family and our close friends a lot of times. And so just navigating through that, I had a conversation with he's my favorite uncle.
Okay.
And it was funny because he said something about my weight. We were at a family thing, and he talked about how I had lost so much weight, and he was saying that you look good, and I was like, yeah, well, I said that's still so much better than the time that you were like, yeah, so they're not missing any meals in Philly, huh?
Yep.
And he's like, did I say that to you? I said, yes, out loud in front of people.
Yeah.
I said, we really need to get to a place where, and he's my favorite uncle.
Yeah.
Imagine. And I'm like, we have to get to a place where the words that we're using are encouraging.
Yes.
And I said, that was so not encouraging. No. I said, it may have contributed to me thinking I have to do something, but it could have come from a much gentler and loving space than that comment.
Oh, yeah. Well, they just don't realize those little nuggets kind of stick with people. Because my brother did the same thing. He said when we were teenagers, well, he was probably like 20 and I was like 18 or whatever. He just said he wouldn't date anybody bigger than me. Oh. And when I told him that like a couple years ago, and he's like, I said that to you? And I was like, yeah. And then his wife was like, that's fucked up, dude. Like you can't be telling a teenage girl that line. That will really mess them up. And I was like, that's what happened.
Yeah, it did.
Right? It did.
And so we use these moments to kind of teach our family that it's not okay.
It's not okay.
And that you can have conversations about weight, but have serious conversations about weight. Yeah. And don't necessarily have it about the weight, have it about my health. Yeah. Be concerned about my health.
Yes.
Yep. Right. And so if that's what you're concerned about, then say that. But these little comments that friends and family make, and then don't insert yourself. Don't just arbitrarily decide for me whether or not I can eat something or not eat something. Now, my favorite aunt, and I call her my favorite aunt, but she's my only aunt. So we always talk about that. Because I'm like, you're my only aunt. But she actually was really good with it. Nice. So after I had the surgery, she wouldn't make assumptions. She would say, listen, I'm going to have dinner. What is it that you can eat? Or what would you like me to prepare for you? Or she was really like very into what can I do?
Yeah.
And she's funny because she's in San Diego and she works at the airport, and she says, I see the people coming from Mexico all the time and they're in the wheelchair and they're like, and they're getting ready to fly back wherever they're going to fly from. And she was like, I just feel so sorry for them. Like, I want them. And I said, they'll be okay.
Yep.
They'll be just fine.
They'll be great in like a couple months. They're going to be great.
We work our way through all of the hard times. And then when the better times come, it way outweighs any of the
so
the
much.
Bad.
So much. Yes. It's insane.
And you kind of block out the bad as you get later on.
You do.
Until somebody says something like, I'm experiencing this. Did you guys? And then you're like, oh yeah, I did have that. But you block it out because it's so worth it.
Well, and you learn because so I thought I wasn't having gas pain after surgery.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was like, I didn't have that. But then we interviewed Jeremy, and he said his gas pain was in his back. And he actually described it like center of the back, like it was super painful by the shoulders. And I was like, ring a bell. I was like, oh, that's what I had. Oh my God. Holy shit. And Kellie's like, really, Melanie? Like 6 years later? I'm like, I know. But like the thing is like, you just don't know. Like I'm still learning things this far out. Like that's how much like things can change and evolve just in 7 years.
Yeah.
Not even realize it.
Yeah. I used to have man down moments. And it was funny because my daughter still lived at home at the time. And I would get the air bubble that was caught in my chest, like right here.
Okay.
And I would gulp too fast. And I'm a person who, it's a challenge for me. You tell me I can't gulp this down. I'm like, I'm going to be able to gulp this down in 2 weeks. So I would find myself laying in the middle of the floor. Like I would really be like man down. Like I would just fall in the middle of the floor and I'd be pounding on my chest and my daughter would be like, man down.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
I'd be like concerned, like, are you having a heart attack, Mom? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what is going
happening?
on? We were actually just talking about the moments when you drink or eat too fast and then you feel like you have a burp, but you can't swallow. And then you start panicking because you're like, oh my God, I can't swallow. Oh, because it's like blinking your eyes. It's like something you just don't even think about. And then when you can't do it, you're like, oh my God, I'm dying. My throat is closing up. You're like, no, it's just an air bubble.
Yeah, just FYI, people, you're not dying.
Bang on your chest. It'll make it better. Just bang on your chest.
Okay. Next time I'm gonna do that.
And we tell people if they get too full, like when you feel that pain, just stand up, arms up.
Yep.
Like
it works.
Works every time.
Yep.
I was like, yes.
Yeah, because when we used to do our live reviews, we were trying a ton of food in one sitting. And there were some times where we were like, okay, we hit our max because we're taking like a bite here. And we would both stand up and we'd just be like,
It was like walking back and forth, like let the gravity do its thing.
Yeah, it
like
does help.
It will help.
Yeah.
But yeah, because those are coming back in September, our lives. Like we'll be trying food
every
and stuff.
Thursday.
After Kelly gets back from, the tribe and the Disney trip.
Well, I'm working on my grazing. So I'm going to stop grazing. That's my new thing. Because again, back to the plate issue of eating things. So my challenge for myself from today on, is to put the food away. Like my little food is sitting here. I really should have just technically moved it to the fridge, and then when I'm ready for my next meal, maybe I'll have it again.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I'm a great cook. So to the hands up point, I probably didn't need to know that because now I'm like, oh, hands up.
Gave you a trick. Whoopsies.
Dang. Well, yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
The grazing is hard when you cook for yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like when it's not like, because I'll find myself like I'll put together like a chicken salad or something. And all of the components, I'm like, oh, a little cheese here, a little bit egg. And then I mix everything together and I go sit down and I'm eating it. And I'm like 3 bites in and I'm like, oh, I'm full. Because I just was just eating along the way.
Yeah.
Yep. But if you eat like little bits along the way, then you're having it and then you're digesting it. And then you're having something and then you're digesting. So you're never like, you're eating more than you should be.
Yeah. And you never
grazing.
And you never feel the satisfaction of being full.
Yeah. Yes.
I tend to do it more on vacation, and that's why I come back because, again, I used to travel based on where the food was that I liked.
Yeah.
And going home to San Diego, because San Diego is my home, the taco shop. I'm like, I want the beans, the rice, the enchilada, the taco. I want all that.
All of the things.
And then my daughter's like, you're not going to be able to eat all that. I'm like, if I eat a little bit all day, I can finish it. Like to your point, eating the one sandwich all day. And I'm like, I can finish it if I eat it all day.
That's true.
So I'm trying to move away from that and just saying, I'm just going to order the taco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I can handle that.
The one taco.
We're good.
Not two.
Yes.
Where's the taco shop?
Yeah, we're going back to San Diego, so we need some tips.
So the taco shop is not the taco shop. There's taco shops everywhere.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you have your favorite ones that you go to. My favorite one in San Diego is at 23rd and Market.
Ooh.
And it is called, because I'm old, Alberto's.
Okay.
Alberto's. Okay.
Okay.
And when you go back to San Diego, I will send you. You just inbox me and say, I'm going. It looks like it's on the corner.
Yes.
It's always got a line of cars.
Okay.
It is the most amazing little food ever.
Oh, we're so messaging you.
Yeah, we're messaging you.
And I'm sorry all at the same time.
We found some incredible food in San Diego.
Yeah, because we've already been there twice.
We've been there twice.
Yeah.
So we've tried quite a bit of different foods. We went down to like the downtown area last time we were there.
Yeah.
And we stopped at one of the shops. Yeah,
the gas district.
Yeah. So we were down there and we actually found a little restaurant that, because of COVID, everybody has like the outdoor sections. So we sat down. I had fish tacos and they were bomb.
Mm-hmm.
They were so good.
I think you took a picture of it because I think I was under it. Like, Yes, that looks good.
Yes. Yeah. Because it was
So-
eat the damn taco. Because I
Yes.
like ate it and I like went full on in, like I face planted in that thing. I was so happy. It was spicy. It was spicy, but it was good.
Well, spicy.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
So we tried that, and then we also went to La Jolla and had breakfast one morning, and that was really good. Really good. La Jolla is just beautiful.
It is. That's where the money.
Yeah.
Well, there's money all throughout San Diego, but La Jolla is one of the money places.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom lives in Bonita, another kind of money place.
Okay.
But I grew up in San Diego. My entire maternal family is still there. So I'm the only person on my mother's side of the family.
Okay.
Myself and my children that don't live in San Diego.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's probably really fun to go back and see everybody.
It's home. Yeah. It's like, I go back and I tell my children often, I remind them often of the sacrifice I made here in Philadelphia. So Philadelphia is my home and I'm not going to negate it. It's been good to me. There's some challenges being here now because it's just the city is in turmoil, if you will. However, if I can make it back west, I think I'm going to set up my retirement shop like in a Palm Springs or something like that. Like I know, right? Yeah. And hopefully by that time I have 10,000 followers more. Like that's a whole lot, right?
Yes.
10,000 more. But
you will. You will.
I don't know. It's, Instagram has not been kind to me I'm not in the rotation. Like I don't know. Like I look at some people and I'm like, don't judge me for this last comment, but I'm like, my reels are better than that.
Yep.
Why don't I have 8,000 views?
Yep. Well, we feel you, lady.
It's all a game.
It is.
It's a game of what do you pair with the song or with the words, and then how you put, like, it's all a guessing game.
Well, and the algorithm.
And once you get the perfect combo, it changes. And then you have to do a guessing game again. It's not.
It's annoying.
It is annoying.
It's annoying.
It's just flat out
annoying. Yeah. Because I'm like, I had one reel that I was like, I don't even, like, I just did it. I swear I didn't spend 3 minutes doing it. Right. Mm-hmm. And then it got 7,000 views. And then the ones that I spend like 25 minutes filming gets 200.
Yeah.
I'm just, what?
You're like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah. Their algorithm sucks. Sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that they would just go back to the chronological
order. Yeah.
Of you just see what's been posted recently. Like it just makes more sense, but I don't think they will.
I know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But so I need to get into that. Whatever the algorithm is, I need to find it. I probably never will. It's a miracle that I know how to upload the shit to Instagram.
I mean, you're doing a great job.
You are doing a fabulous job, and you're hysterical, and you bring so much light and humor to this community that it needs to happen. So I'm applauding.
Thank you. I was talking to My Weight is History.
Oh yeah, Dad Rob.
Yeah. So we were like, maybe we'll do a collab because we're not far from each other. I mean, we're in proximity. Like, I think he's like South Jersey, I'm Philly.
Okay. Right.
Like, we can collab, so that'd be kind of cool.
That would be a lot of fun.
Because he's a presenter, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes. Yeah. So maybe before we can get it done before the award show. I don't know.
That'd be crazy cool.
Yeah. And speaking of the award show, Miss India is nominated.
Yes, she
for
is.
A category. So you guys need to go over, and if you've not voted, go vote for her.
Yep.
That was so exciting when we saw your name.
And I was like,
yes. Because believe it or not, we did not, like, you guys nominated, and we just picked the top 4 of how many people. Like,
I was in that Excel sheet for a full weekend. Like it was like probably 20 hours I spent on that fucking thing because there's so many people and then trying to tally everybody up because people spell things a little bit differently. So I was like, there's like probably 10 ways that they spelled Dad Rob stuff.
Yes.
Some of it was my latest history. And then other people that know us a lot, they're like, Dad Rob.
Yeah.
Dad Rob or Hot Rob. Yeah. We're like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
Yes. So yeah, it's fun.
And he's a great guy. Like I look up to him.
I really like Dad Rob.
Yeah.
And Hot Rob. I mean, just the two Robs together. They're fantastic. Yeah. We love
He does a lot of get-togethers, and it's funny because I was going to try to make one. I was trying, but just again working at night is difficult. And I was like, I want to come because like they do these little get-togethers in the area. But one day, I'm just going to pop up and surprise everyone.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Do it. Film the whole thing.
Yeah.
Film it. Yeah. Have a friend go with.
Yeah.
Have them film. Or your kid. I make Dylan go with us sometimes and he'll film us. So
yeah. He hates it, but he does it.
I have a 30-year-old and a 26-year-old.
Well, they understand.
They should understand.
Well, my son he's just started his family because I'm a grandmom.
Right.
So he started his family, and so he's all invested in that. And my daughter is just like
26.
He's 26.
Yeah. Understand. Well, before we let you go, what would be like the biggest tip or trick that you want to give out to everybody?
So my biggest tip or trick would probably be, I needed to be prepared for that one, ladies.
We like it to be natural.
Yeah.
My biggest tip or trick. My tip is always don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Right?
Yes,
love it.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And definitely don't compare it to mine. Because I always tell people that, especially when they're making comparisons and they're at a different portion of their journey. Mm-hmm. So to always make sure that if you are going to make a comparison, if you have to make sure that the person you're comparing yourself to is where you were.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing at 2 months, you can't do at 2 years.
No, you cannot. Yeah.
You know, so I've had people ask me about eating stuff that I'm eating. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, how far out are you? And they're like, oh, I had my surgery 3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh,
we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Cool your jets. You will get
you're
there.
But on soft foods, right?
Yeah.
Grinding your stuff up. So that's my biggest tip, is not to compare your journey. And I think that the trick would be, or just the follow-up to that would be something that we touched upon earlier, is just to remember why you started.
Yeah.
So when you have those moments of self-doubt, or I'm not going in the direction that I want to go, to remember why you embarked upon this journey, why it was so important for you to actually go under the knife, to have someone alter your innards, as I call them. Mm-hmm. Like there was a level of great importance for you, and hold on to that, because that makes this all worthwhile. And another tip is to retrain your mind, think differently.
Yeah.
We talk about stalls, but I really don't like to say the word stalls. I just feel like we should, because most of the time when people talk about stalls, it's something that you're not doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that people don't have medical reasons why it happens, but I'm saying that the majority of the time it's because we know that we're not doing something that we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about refocusing and talk about redirecting, and looking at some of our behaviors and really being honest and truthful with ourselves, and be transparent with ourselves.
Yeah.
It'll make the journey that much easier for you.
Oh, I love it.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being on.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't, go and vote for her now.
Right.
It's on the website, oursleeplifepodcast.com. And we love you guys. And we will see you
next time. Bye.